Hello, everyone. My name is Safrina Kadri. I'm a classical feng shui consultant and founder of Feng Shui and Prosper. And Patricia is asking me to do this unique to you guys, this training on how to and where actually to place your crystal grids while also adding a layer of feng shui. So, for those of you who are not familiar with feng shui, Feng Shui is an ancient Chinese wisdom where we can calculate the movement of energy that is affecting a space. And so when I talk about the movement of energy, real, true classical Feng Shui is not once and done. It doesn't mean that you Feng Shui a place and you walk away and it's good for 20 years. True classical feng shui actually follows the time changes. So what I will be sharing with you guys is where to place your crystal grids based on the energy of 2021, which is the year that I'm recording in right now. But based on Chinese calendar, this year's energy is actually only ending at the end of January 2022. So if you're watching this recording, you'll be able to do your placements safely all the way till the end of January based on the annual energetic feng shui pattern. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we need to a few steps, and I've made it as simple as I can. Obviously, there are more advanced crystal grid placements, but for that one, you need a little bit more guidance. For this one, which is a little bit more DIY, I will guide you guys on the safest way possible to place your crystal grid. What do I mean by the safest way? Meaning there are certain feng shui energies that you don't want to activate, and crystals coming from the earth. Crystals are considered earth element. And in feng shui, there are 5 elements, which is fire, earth, water, metal, wood. There are certain energies that you don't want that could be triggered by earth, i.e. could be triggered by your crystal grids. So when we go through the steps, you're probably going to see certain directions don't have any crystal grid recommendations. It could be due to 2 reasons. One would be the energy there is negative and you don't want to activate it. 2 is even if there are auspicious energies, we don't want to activate it with too much earth, i.e. too big of a crystal grid. So I know some crystal grids are very how do you call that? Some crystal grids are pretty big with, a grid with many, many stones. When we go through the steps later on, you're going to see that I will recommend smaller grids for certain directions, meaning like a simpler crystal grid. So that would be the reason behind that would be while there is auspicious energy that you can tap into with a crystal grid, we don't want too much earth because if there's too much earth there, it might actually activate inauspicious energy. So to err on the safe side, go for simpler grids in the directions that I will make a note of later. Okay, so let's go through the steps here. Okay, so here you are going to see is draw a layout of your home as much to scale as possible. And so if you have, so for instance, something like this, if you have already an architect's blueprint, anything like that, that is definitely the best way to start. If you have to hand draw, you may want to even measure out the walls and things like that. It is quite important for you to get your layout as much to scale as possible. Okay, so step 1 is to get a layout. So it's either, in feng shui, usually we like layouts that are more square and rectangular, such as this one. But, some layouts are a little bit tricky, but we'll talk about how to deal with that later on. So once you have your layout, okay, that's step one. Then step two would be to find the center of your home. So with this square here, it will be pretty easy, right? Okay, so for layouts that are simple like this, when they're, when it's a square or a rectangle, you just do the cross and then you figure out the center, right? Similar to this one, right? Actually, this is a balcony, but we'll include that anyway. We'll just do a cross. Obviously, my line is not straight, and this would be the center. If it is like if it's like kind of not a full square or rectangle, then you just kind of square it out, right? And then you do that, okay? Then your center would be here. Or for instance, this one, right? So you just square this bit out, right? This bit is now squared out. So you just figure out the middle bit here, okay? So that is step two, finding the center of your home. Step three is to align the compass directions with the directions of your home. So there's two steps to this. So first of all, you need a compass. So if you, the proper way is to actually get a proper compass. If you go to, those big box stores that have a hobby aisle, the aisle where they sell, camping gear, fishing gear, just get a $15, $20 compass, right? I say to people, if you're ever semi-serious about feng shui, you need a proper compass. With that said, if you don't have a proper compass, in a pinch, you can use your phone compass. So that's one way. So you just need to pick a wall, okay? For this purpose, you just need to pick a wall. And let's say this is your front door. It doesn't have to be a front door, right? You can stand here and you're looking at the wall. Okay, you're looking at the wall and you have your compass here to figure out what direction you're looking at. In our school, we actually put the compass right against the wall. So for instance, if you're using your smartphone compass, you put the compass right against the wall and you see what the compass direction is telling you. So let's say if the compass is giving you 10 degrees north, for instance. Okay, you make a note of that. And again, it doesn't have to be the wall where your front door is. It could be this wall, right? Then this, if that's the case, if the compass is pointing north here, then over here it should be pointing south, right? And over here it should be pointing west and east and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can pick any wall, take your compass direction and note that down. So one of the downloadables that you guys are going to get, and Patricia's going to add this for you, is what's called the 24 mountain chart. So for instance, in our example here, right, this person is standing at this wall and the compass reading is giving her 10 degrees north. Then you refer to the 24 mountain chart. So 10 degrees falls between here, right? It's 7.6 degrees to 22.5 degrees. So this is north 3. Just make a note of that, okay? You can maybe even just write it down here, north 3. So now we have done, so now we're still in the middle of step 3. The other downloadable that you're going to get is a transparency sheet here. This one, try to print this out on a transparency sheet, the ones that people use in overhead projectors, or in a pinch, maybe like a thinner sheet of like vellum paper or anything like that. Okay, so this is called this is a compass, and it's got 24 directions. So, so there's north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southwest, and southeast. And all these directions are further divided into 3 pieces of the compass pie, so to speak, right? So this is, sorry, so if any compass reading that's here is north 1, right? If you look at that, north 1 is 337.6 degrees to 352.5 degrees. So that would be north 1. Our compass reading was actually showing 10 degrees, right? Which is what it is under north 3, compass reading wise, right? 10 degrees, north 3. So what we're going to do is, once you print out this sheet of paper, we are going to superimpose it to the layout. So I'm going to copy this. And let's say, for instance, we are going to do that one there. I'm going to move the compass so that the center, of my compass, if you guys look, there's a crosshatch here, right? So this is the center of the compass. You want it centered to the center of your layout, okay? Again, when I tried to center the layout, my lines weren't straight, but you get the idea. And then now we have to actually align the reading. So over here, we want this side, north 10 degrees, to be right in the middle of this wall here. So then I am going to rotate, so because 10 degrees is right here. So we want 10 degrees to be kind of in, to be aligned with the wall. Okay, so now we have, actually, let me make it a little smaller, just maybe it would be easier for you guys to see. Okay, let's figure out the center. I'm going to align the crosshatch to my hand-drawn center there. Okay, so now my 10 degrees is roughly aligned to the center of this wall. Okay, if you guys, if you were to stand here, with your compass reading, it's the same thing. Let's say your compass reading is giving you 270, right? 270 degrees west, then you're going, and 270 is here, then you are going to just align the compass like this, right? To, like, straight towards that wall. Okay. Okay. So actually, it looks like it's not fully center. Center might be maybe like this. Okay. All right. So now that was step 3. Okay. We finished step 3, which is align the compass directions with the direction of your home. Okay. We did that. Now, step 4, which we already did, is place the 24 mountain transparency over your home layout. Okay, matching the center of the compass to the center of the layout, which is what we did. And then step 5 is to place the crystal grid in the section of the compass that holds the energy of the intention you wish to activate. Now there's going to be another sheet. Okay, now you guys are going to see another page here where, for instance, I wrote here to attract relationship. This is for singles only. If you have a crystal grid for you to attract a romantic partner, this is for the singles. Okay, if you are currently in a relationship, you do not use the relationship crystal grid here, because it can introduce a third party. So if you are single and you want your crystal grid to help you manifest a romantic partner, you're gonna put your crystal grid in South 2 or East 1, 2, 3. What does that mean? That means if you wanna, so now you're looking at South 2, where is that in relation to your home? Sorry, it would be here. Okay, so anywhere here, you can put your crystal grid. Or anywhere here, because it says East 1, 2, and 3, right? So East 1, East 2, East 3, okay? So you can also place your relationship crystal grid anywhere here, okay? And if you want to strengthen current relationship, you can do Northwest 1, which is here. Okay, Northwest 1, anywhere here. But you will see here I said smaller grid, because the energy in the Northwest this year, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't have too much earth. It might actually activate negative energy. So to be on the safe side, make this a simple grid. Okay. And then general crystal grid intention. Okay. This is a very strong one for 2021, is South 2. Oh, again, don't mind my squiggly lines here. I'm freehanding this. South 2 is actually good for almost everything. Okay. And then, and so on and so forth. To dissolve a problem, especially if it's a long-standing issue, sorry, it should be, I did this as a short form. It should be Southwest 3 or Northwest 1. Wealth-related, career or business, you can use West 1, 2, 3 or Northeast 1, 2, 3. If you're doing the Northeast, then the Northeast 3 is the strongest one there. For academic pursuits, would be East 1, East 2, and East 3. For traveling or moving, so for instance, if you're in the market to buy or rent a place and you want to do a crystal grid based on that, then you can use Northwest 3. Or to speed things up, so let's say there's a healing intention, or maybe, you know, there's a sale, maybe you sent an invoice to a client, I don't know, something that you just want things to move along a little bit faster, then Northwest 3 is the one that you want to tap into. If you want to do a protection grid, either obviously not like where you're gridding the whole house, but if you want just to do one protection grid in a room, or for instance, then you look at South 1 and South 2. For career advancement, Northwest 2, again, use a smaller grid. If you're seeking mentorship or help from a female, so for instance, if there is maybe a business coach that you've been wanting to work with, and you're applying to work with her, or if there is someone in your organization and you would love to be taken under her wing, right? Help from a female, you activate the South 2. If you want mentorship, or sorry, this is a typo here, or help from a male, then you activate Northeast 3. So that's the that's kind of the basic, I would say actually beginner intermediate knowledge in terms of aligning the energy that you're charging your crystal grids with, aligning that with the feng shui energy just to give you that additional boost. So hopefully, hopefully this gives another layer of crystal grid practices for you guys. And if you want to take the next step and get your house ready for 2022, which is, just around the corner, feel free to check me out at Feng Shui 2022. And I hope you guys are finding value in this and have fun with your crystal grids. Take care.